Hey guys, how's it going? Preparing here. So I talked about some of the Path of Exile patch notes that have been, recently discussed on their forums, and some parts about the skill tree and some of the passive nodes that have been released on stream a few times. But I haven't really, reflected on it to too much detail, and I want to share with you guys what's going on with that and what's going on the release. So as I've mentioned again. I will be playing Path of Exile roughly 1 week from now. I believe it's on the 23rd or 24th, somewhere in there. Path of Exile is essentially out of beta. Right now it's an open beta, so you can play the game for free if you want. If you've never heard about it, check it out, all that. But the game is being released, and there's going to be brand new leagues, which is kind of like a ladder reset. It's going to go down in about a week, and I'm really excited to play. One, because I haven't played in a while. Two, because everything is going to change. And in regards to change, they have been given out a lot of information, and there's a lot of really cool stuff that really brings me back to the game. So overall, the theme that I got, and the theme that I want you guys to understand, is that it seems that Path of Exile is trying to be a lot more noob-friendly. And I tried to highlight the difference between this and what makes the game kind of crappy. And I did this on stream, but I'll show you guys my thoughts here, because I think it's very important. So what they're going to do is, there's like light stuff, like auras, they're going to all cost more, but each one's going to be more significant, there's stuff like that. But the stuff I'm talking about largely is the fact that it's going to be much easier to get 4 linked items and a little bit easier to get 5 linked. I think it's going to be more than 3 times as easy to get a 4 linked item than it was previously. So what this means is if you get a good item, you can try to 4 link it yourself rather than, when you start up a new league, you find a 4 link white trying to roll it yourself, which is kind of a waste of currency if you really think about it. So they're trying to do that. The other side is they're trying to make the way you experience your character different. So what this means is they want to really focus on the rewards and maps to be items, and they want the XP reward to be about even on all the other XP methods. So what this means is they want you, if you choose, to be able to farm docks until level 100. And this is, kind of an easier way to play the game, but it's not going to be quite as rewarding because maps, there's always going to be a lot more items, and if you get better items, you can do them faster, and it's going to be more interesting. And, as you know, in this game, having a lot of wealth is really, really important. So there's a few other things among these, but primarily what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the game easier to play for someone who just wants to step in and play the game. Because let me tell you, when you're playing the game and you got whatever kind of linked gems you plan to use on your character, and you just don't have a 4 linked item, and you're in docks, you're like 76, your gear sucks, but you have to move on if you want to get any kind of relevant experience. There's all these kinds of things in the game, and I feel this is like fake difficulty. And the reason this is important to highlight is because while this part is being removed, it doesn't really make the game easier. Like, if you're going to do maps, you're still going to get crapped on, most likely. If you're going to do these bosses, I mean, yeah, you have a 4 linked something, but you're still going to hit just as hard. Your resistor's still going to be capped, your life is still going to be there. So all the stuff that's really difficult is still going to remain difficult. It's just the accessibility is a lot smoother for someone who doesn't know the game very well or who just wants to play from the ground up, which is very important. And I compare this to a game like Diablo 3, where Diablo 3 was really difficult, but it was also pretty noob-friendly when it came out, in my opinion. Not right when it came out, but when the auction was working and all that, because the fact that, the entire difficulty of the game was based on the items, and the fact that you could just spend money to get the items, if you really wanted to kill a monster, you could, and, that was not too difficult, and it was pretty noob-friendly, if you really think about it. So it's not quite like that, but it's similar in the fashion that Path of Exile is trying to get more new players into it, because it is a game that, in my opinion, is definitely worth playing. So that's really, really good stuff. Very excited to see that they're trying to increase the amount of people that play the game. I really think if people haven't checked out the game yet, they probably should. It's probably going to be a very enjoyable use of their time. Other things that I've read in the more recent patch notes, there's so many changes, but what I have noticed that I think really was a little bit underplayed was that characters get 2 more life points each time they level, and this is huge because when you're approaching like level 90 or so, you're looking at another 180 life, which is a ridiculous amount if you think about it. That's equivalent to like 5 good life nodes on a typical character. So, that in combination with how they may set up the characters, because they said they're going to rework the life thing, may actually put life characters above CI characters, and CI might be the niche again, which in my opinion was a better state of the game, which is kind of how when I think open beta was released. So very excited about that. Other things, it's been leaked across the Reddits, so I think I can talk about it, but yeah, probably good. But there are pictures linked to the skill tree, and the reason they're available is because someone abused like an account login. They're like creating their own account or something like that, and they didn't actually agree to the NDA, so they were technically allowed to post it or something. I don't know. But anyway, they got pictures of the passive tree, and they got pictures of some of the skills that are going to be on the passive tree. Some of them are really cool. Some have already been talked about, but I'll give you guys links to those in the description. But I have been told by Chris firsthand that the passive tree is still, they're not particularly happy with it, and I can't even gain access until they fix some of these things. So more than likely it'll be changed, but you can see some of their ideas. Some of their ideas are very concrete. They don't want you to travel to the center of the skill tree, so the class will be much more specialized, and some of the passives that they're introducing are going to allow for some very interesting scaling. And a lot of people mention like the Avatar of Fire passive, which makes half of each of the sources of damage fire, and then you don't do any non-fire. So it has some pretty cool effects if you can scale it properly. So the reason I mention that is, let's say you do like a discharge with all the 3 elements, and you can use like cold to fire, so 100% of your cold becomes fire, and half your lightning becomes fire, so you get like a huge ignite, so that, and you can do like an infernal blow thing where 100% of your physical is fire, and half of your hatred is also fire. Some pretty badass combinations are possible, and I'll be really eager to see what kind of builds other people, and myself maybe, can come up with. As far as like builds and stuff like that for the new league, I've given it a lot of thought, but I haven't really settled on anything because I really want to see and experiment with a passive tree until I do. So that'll be another video. But until then, I hope you guys are excited, at least as much as I am, about the technical release of Path of Exile coming up in about a week. And hope you guys choose to play it. So until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow.